Well, hello there. How are you today? I hope you are well. We're talking about flowers and plants, one of my favorite subjects, and I have a really cool little book. It's an informational text, it's not a fictional story, and it talks about how a seed grows. And it is written by Helen J. Jordan, illustrated by Loretta Krupinski, and HarperCollins is the publishing company. So we can thank them for allowing us to read the storybook. A seed is a little plant. Let's fix that a little bit. A seed is a little plant. It is a plant that has not started to grow. Apple trees and daisies, carrots and corn, clover and wheat all grow from seeds. Here is a tree seed. When I was a little girl, we called them helicopters because of the way they whirl when they fall from the trees. Someday it will be a tree like this. Here is a flower seed, and we looked at some of these Friday. Someday it will be a flower like this. Some seeds grow slowly. This is the seed of an oak tree. We call it an acorn. An oak tree grows very, very slowly. Suppose you planted an acorn seed, an oak tree seed. You would be a father or a mother or even a grandmother or grandfather, and the oak tree would still be growing. Some seeds grow fast. This is a bean seed. It grows very fast. It grows so fast that it becomes a bean plant in just a few weeks. And if you were not in my classroom and you didn't do this with us, well, you can plant a bean seed by yourself. You can use pole beans, bush beans, or lima beans. We even used the black beans. One of my students had a lentil. So you can plant the seeds in eggshells or tin cans or old cups or little flower pots. Be sure that your containers have holes in the bottoms. We use eggshells and they put pencil holes to make holes in the eggshells. And they filled them with soil, which is dirt, like this. Then you make a little hole with your finger and you plant a bean seed. Plant one seed in each hole. Cover the seed with more soil or dirt. Sprinkle the soil carefully with water, just a little bit. You can write numbers on your shells. Put the number 1 on 1, the number 2. Keep going until all the shells are numbered from 1 to 12 or up until whatever number you used. Put them in an egg carton. Put the carton in sunlight or on a windowsill. Some bean seeds grow faster than others. Our seeds began to sprout in 1 day. Theirs began to sprout in 3 days. Yours may take a little longer. You won't be able to see them growing yet unless you do the experiment that we did in my class. They start to grow under the soil where you can't see them. Now you have to water them a little bit every day. The water soaks into the seeds. The seeds begin to grow. More water soaks into the seeds. The seeds get fatter and fatter. This is what is happening under the dirt. On day 3, you can dig up seed number 1. It may be soft, it may be fat, maybe it looks the same as it did before. We don't know because they all grow at different time rates. Some seeds will grow so fat that its skin will pop off, the protective covering on the outside. In 2 more days, dig up seed number 2. Maybe it will look different now. Maybe the seed of the skin will be loose. This one here is beginning to get its primary root. You see, a root has started to grow. The root grows from one side of the bean. The root pushes down into the soil, down and down. On day dig up seed number 3, can you see the root? If you do not see a root, wait for another day, then dig up seed number 4. After a few more days, dig up seed number 5. Something else is happening. Little roots will be growing from the big root. They look like tiny white hairs, and they are called root hairs. Day after day, the roots and root hairs push down into the soil. Day after day, the bean seeds are pushing up. The seed is pushed aside. Watch your seeds. Soon you will see pale shoots push through the soil. A shoot is the beginning of a green plant. A shoot grows towards the sun. Watch your seeds. Some may have come through the ground. Some may have broken out. Maybe some of your seeds have not started to grow. The bean seeds grow fast. The leaves come next. Now your bean seeds are bean plants, and they look like this. A seed needs many things to grow. It needs soil and water and sun. Look how tall it is. If a seed has all these things, it will grow into a plant. It will grow into the same kind of plant that it came from, an apple tree or a daisy or carrots or corn. It will grow into clover or it will grow into a bean plant like the ones you planted. So if I plant a watermelon seed, it will not give me an apple tree. And if I plant an oak tree, it will not give me a peach tree. Now on Friday, or Thursday actually, my class and I did some experiments with beans. This is a black bean. When I put it in here, it was only that big. You see it has swollen. That means it's gotten fatter. And you see there is the root and the root hairs. Let's see if I can take it out. I have to be gentle with it. There. You can see the root, the fatter thing right there. That's the primary root. These are the root hairs. And here is the bean. The bean swells and starts drinking in the water so that it can begin to grow, and all the good stuff inside that's necessary for the seed to grow begins to come out. So I'm going to put it back in its jar. And when it gets a little bigger, I'm going to take it outside and plant it. There it is, back inside its jar. Now, my sister brought me a treasure. We've looked at one of these before, but look, let me get a napkin. Look at this beauty. You see the seed that it came from, and you can see where the primary root burst forth, and now it's got all of these root hairs. Isn't that a treasure? I love plants and gardening. So I just wanted you to see those two things today. We are going to talk later if you're in my classroom and see what your bean sprouts are doing. So I want you to have an awesome day. It's beautiful outside here in Madison, Alabama. I am going to have an awesome day. Get caught up on some laundry. I wish you well. And we will do some more reading this week. Bye for now.